This episode of Weekly Weird News is sponsored by Mack Weldon.
And we regret to inform you that there's literally just one thing happening in the entire world right now. So that's what all the news is about.
Listen, we're sorry. We wish we could talk about other things, but
yeah,
it's dominating everything.
I've searched far and wide for anything else to talk about.
Yeah.
It's just not out there.
So we're sorry, but
Yes.
listen.
We've been talking about COVID-19, the coronavirus, the Wuhan coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, a lot lately. And today we're going to talk about it a little more because, folks, it's not looking good. So the latest is that some recent autopsies on deceased COVID-19 patients in China suggest that even people who survive it end up with some degree of permanent lung damage in the form of pulmonary fibrosis. One Chinese doctor said, quote, "The influence of COVID-19 on the human body is like a combination of SARS and AIDS as it damages both the lungs and immune systems." So that's bad. And early detection and treatment is necessary to avoid that kind of permanent damage.
Thank God we live in the United States of America.
Yeah. But even in places like Seattle, where multiple people have died already, it is turning out to be damn near impossible to get that cough of yours tested to see if you've got it too. It is madness, and it's being covered in the news, but not nearly enough. Like, there's some terrifying accounts of this on social media where people are like, I mean, I'm like 100% sure. The doctor even said you probably have it, but sorry, kid, no test kits. So I don't know. Quarantine yourself or don't. I don't know. It's completely up to you.
Sometimes it doesn't come across, but I was being ironic when I said that we were happy to live in the United States with the best healthcare possible.
No, this is the worst case scenario.
Yes.
It's really the chickens coming home to roost.
I also love when people from other countries are like, or from America is like, yeah, well, have fun waiting in line. And it's like, if I wanted to see the doctor right now, it would be like a month before, unless it was like an emergency and then you just go to the emergency room or whatever. But it's like, people are like, yeah, well, have fun waiting 4 hours in an emergency room or a doctor's office. And I'm just like, that would be preferable to doing nothing.
To literally nothing.
Yeah. But hold on, wait. You said this is supposed to be our fun show, right? You, the viewer? Yes.
Yeah, I guess it is.
This shit is bleak. There's got to be a more fun angle to all of this stuff.
Yeah, please.
And we kind of hit it on Tech News Day where we inadvertently pointed out the positives, like reduced CO2 emissions.
Yeah, I mean,
and
like,
people being cleaner in general.
If all humans on Earth died, there would be a lot of positives to that.
Sure.
You know, there'd be a silver lining to that as well.
Well, anyways, yeah, it's quite bleak, but I guess it is still mildly entertaining seeing people across the world facing down a disease epidemic and reacting like the absolute morons that we all are. Case in point, Australia, a country whose wildfire problem has only recently been downgraded from literal hell to just normal figurative hell. Australia has lost its goddamn mind over this coronavirus situation. Specifically, all of the toilet paper in Australia is sold out. Why? Well, unlike our government, who is doing everything it can to downplay things, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison last week took the opposite approach, going beyond even the WHO, World Health Organization.
WHO.
Yeah. And saying Australia was dealing with a global pandemic.
Great job, ScoMo.
He's trying to get out ahead of it this time instead of his reactionary takes on all the wildfires.
Yeah, overcompensate.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not Scott Morrison is correct about that, it has resulted in panic purchases across the country as Australians prepare for the possibility of mandatory quarantining like in China, where residents are forced to stay home for a few weeks at a time. Mm-hmm. And if you're stuck at home for several weeks, well, that's a lot of poop. So I guess you're going to need some toilet paper.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the math and figure out how much toilet paper you actually use.
That's too hard.
Or you could just buy it all.
Yeah. That you're going to use it someday.
Yeah. I mean, unless you, of course, own a bidet, which I do.
Yeah, and I do too. And we've been telling all of you who watch this show for years how wonderful it is.
Yeah, it takes me weeks to go through a single roll of TP. I'm good.
And you just
no matter what happens.
Just didn't listen.
Yeah.
I mean, this show gets broadcast in Australia, and you just didn't listen.
Yeah. But I guess bidets, they just haven't caught on in Australia yet. Hopefully they will.
Those are going to sell out next.
Yeah. Anyway, there's of course been plenty of hoarding of all types of products, including hand sanitizer, like here in the U.S., where you cannot find any.
Nope.
But what's going on with toilet paper here exactly? Let's look into this.
Well, it's not entirely clear. It seems that in Japan, where there have been over 1,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19, people somehow became convinced that most of their toilet paper was sourced from China, and therefore there would be shortages due to factory closures there. Despite being reassured that this was not the case, and also, hey guys, this is Japan, we all have bidets, right? People started hoarding toilet paper there, and there wasn't any left to buy. And not long after, the exact same paranoia hit Australia, which currently has just around 56 confirmed cases of COVID-19, which is significantly less than Japan. Like Japan, Australia produces plenty of toilet paper domestically, with enough to go around for quite some time. But thanks to news reports claiming the disease might affect the supply of toilet paper, Australians went out and bought it all up, creating a shortage where there really wasn't one to begin with. And there didn't need to be one.
Yeah. So again, toilet paper was never likely to run out, but has now run out because of misplaced fears that it would in fact run out.
Yeah.
Are you dizzy yet? People's fear about the side effects of a looming virus has directly led to side effects of that fear.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the Australian media, who were the ones who initially suggested that TP might be worth stocking up on, which led to the panic buying, they have gleefully covered the toilet paper panic buying that ensued, which has then led to more people being like, oh fuck, everyone's buying all the toilet paper. I should go do that too.
And the toilet paper manufacturers are just laughing their way to the bank.
Big toilet paper's loving this.
And the news organizations are like, what? Wait, hold on. We can just create our own news?
Yeah.
We have a never-ending supply of news, unlike the toilet paper. And now you got a bunch of Australians walking around with dirty assholes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
They're going to have to start scooping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to over to the Australian eBay and search for toilet paper or hand sanitizer, a bunch of these assholes who are currently sitting on more of this shit than they'll ever need are trying to turn a pretty nice profit. It's kind of grotesque,
Yeah.
to be honest. Supermarket shelves are empty, and the ones who do still have toilet paper and other supplies have placed strict limits on how much you can buy. In New South Wales this week, a fight broke out between customers shopping for TP that resulted in cops showing up and tasering a guy. Luckily, it wasn't here in America. Someone would be dead.
There was a fight at a East LA Costco over toilet paper this week as well.
Yeah. Anyways, a semi-truck delivering hundreds of fresh new rolls in Brisbane caught on fire a few days back in what was either a freak accident or the work of the Joker.
Yeah. Just of all, they're like, yeah, this has literally never happened. It's just weird timing.
Yeah, it's incredible timing. There is a Joker running around.
Yeah.
Got to watch out. Australian Joker.
Some people just want to see the world's
The TP
doo-doo
bird.
asses get dirtier.
Mm-hmm.
In another bizarre turn of events, a family in Queensland did some accidental hoarding when they switched toilet paper brands from the one they usually get delivered and accidentally ordered 48 cases of 48 rolls instead of just their usual 48 rolls. So basically a 12-year supply of toilet paper.
Please tell me they're giving it away.
Now, this happened back in February before the panic buying started, and since the company they ordered from doesn't seem to do refunds for the toilet paper, the family has been selling the toilet paper, but not in a bad way, I don't think. They've been selling it at their kids' school to fundraise for the annual school trips.
They're not going on that trip if they're on quarantine.
That's very optimistic of them to
These kids are going to be in college before they get to use this trip money.
Yeah.
The situation also is not great for people who actually did the right thing and did not panic purchase several months worth of toilet paper for no good reason. Thankfully, there are plenty of things you can use to wipe your ass. Paper towels are fine as long as you're throwing it in the trash afterwards and not flushing it down the drain. Might be a bit strange for Americans to do that.
Pretty normal in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm. Get up a day! Get up a day!
Yeah.
We're telling you right now, get even a cheap one. You can get pretty cheap ones. Even ones that you do yourself.
They're as low as $20 in some.
Because if this shit keeps going, you're going to have a clean ass.
Yeah.
And no one else will because these bidets are next. They're going to be off the market, sold out. It's going to be crazy. Anyways, widespread sewage problems on top of everything else. It wouldn't be ideal, so please don't flush the paper towels.
Yeah.
But paper towel supplies, they're also low. So thankfully, a recent edition of the Australian newspaper NT News came with 8 extra blank pages with convenient lines for cutting it up into sheets of makeshift toilet paper. Again, not ideal. It'll do the job.
Yeah.
And
don't flush it down the toilet.
A very cool marketing gimmick for the paper. They should do, you know what? We all complain about all the spam mail we get when we go to the mailbox and get all those coupons. That's toilet paper, baby.
Yeah. I've wiped my ass with newspaper before. It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if everything does, in fact, go to hell and this disease results in Australia becoming a Mad Max wasteland, toilet paper will be the new currency.
Yeah.
And the throne that Immortan Joe sits on will be a bidet.
Yes.
But speaking of currency, there is now a cryptocurrency called CoronaCoin with a value that is directly tied to how many people die from COVID-19. So basically, the starting number of coins is equal to the world population. And every 48 hours, the number of available coins decreases by the amount of new confirmed cases of the virus. So yeah, basically, the more people get sick, the more the currency is worth. And that price has just been
We need to
going
go buy
up and
some
up.
of these CoronaCoins.
Great job, everyone.
Yeah. But back to the topic of supply shortages. Hand sanitizer pretty much sold out everywhere, despite the fact that every real authority on diseases has come out and said that soap and water probably better.
Yeah.
Wash your hands, please. We're going to have to come up with like a 20-second song for people to wash their hands.
Yeah.
What do you do when shit hits the fans? Clean the fuck up.
Yeah.
Clean the fuck up. What do you do when shit hits the fan?
Hits your hands.
Clean the fuck up.
Just
Clean the fuck up.
There
I
you
think
go.
that's probably 20 seconds. There you go. Yeah, sing it to yourself.
Give or
It's a fun song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nevertheless, people who missed out on buying hand sanitizer when it was still available are turning to DIY methods and often getting it wrong. For example, by using vodka in place of isopropyl alcohol, that's cheaper than hand sanitizer at this point.
Yeah.
Just go get some of that Kirkland vodka.
Yeah, you can get a big bottle of Grey Goose for less than what hand sanitizer is going for on eBay right now. So.
Yeah. Anyways, Texas-based vodka company Titos Vodka has spent much of the past week searching for tweets of people talking about using their vodka to make DIY hand sanitizer and replying with an official statement explaining that hand sanitizer is only effective at 60% alcohol. Therefore, 40% alcohol Titos Vodka will not work.
And I looked up all the other big vodka brands. None of them are doing this. They are letting people die.
Well, they're making some money off of it.
Tito's is the only they're the
Company
only
brave enough.
ethical vodka company.
They're from Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Great city.
It's a great vodka too.
Yeah.
In other coronavirus news, U.S. Representative of Florida, Matt Gaetz.
The DUI guy?
Who?
I think he got a DUI.
Oh yeah, he's had at least one DUI.
Mm-hmm.
He was also accused of running some sort of weird sex game at one of his old jobs.
If you don't have a DUI and you live in Florida, are you really living?
Yeah. Anyway, that Matt Gaetz with the weird face, he wore a full-on fucking gas mask on the floor of Congress while voting on COVID-19 funding for some reason. Cool.
Yeah.
And over in the UK, the funeral home business is openly discussing ways to do funerals over Livestreamed if things get really bad there. So you're just planning ahead.
Yeah.
There's no end in sight for this disease. You can, I guess, look forward to plenty more weekly coronavirus news for the foreseeable future.
Listen, we're sorry. If there's other things to talk about that are entertaining,
I looked far and wide.
More than happy to talk about them.
This is the only thing that's happening in the world. It fucking sucks.
This is a good thing. Okay, listen, we do have a subreddit. It's not insanely active, but if you have articles or things that you want to submit for us to talk about, it's a great place because I do see it pop up in my feed. Yeah. And I have pulled a story or two from there.
Yeah.
So our subreddit is reddit.com/r/internet today, one word, I believe. I think it's just internet today.
I don't know.
You'll find it. You'll find it.
I don't check it.
Anyways, that's enough for coronavirus coverage. Before we get into the weirdest headlines, though, this episode is sponsored by Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is a premium men's essentials brand that believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and simple shopping. They're betting that they have the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, and sweatpants that you will ever wear. If they don't leave you fully satisfied with your first pair, you can keep it and they will still refund you. No questions asked. Now, we've told you about Mack Weldon before, and at this point, our closets are very stocked with Mack Weldon items. Thank you, Mack Weldon. Mm-hmm. Their stuff is very, very comfortable. I have 2 pairs of their sweatpants, and you can't get me out of those things when I'm home.
I have their Sunday lounge pant, which looks like a nice pair of slacks, but is actually a pair of sweatpants.
I actually need to get that because
it's great.
I care less about fashion and more about comfort the older I get.
It looks like you put some effort into yourself.
Wow, that guy must be in pain. Those things look great.
No,
they're
very comfortable. So if you're a little bit stinky or sweaty or have run out of toilet paper in your country, Mack Weldon has a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial for your doo-doo ass. They eliminate odor.
Swamp ass.
They eliminate odor and
Yeah.
And not only does Mack Weldon's entire line of basics look good, they also perform well no matter the occasion. Work, exercise, going on dates, being in quarantine, you name it. And if you visit MackWeldon.com and use our promo code WEIRD at checkout, they will take 20% off the cost of your first order. Again, that is MackWeldon.com. Use promo code WEIRD, all one word, at checkout, and you'll save 20% off the best underwear and socks of your life.
Weird is just one word.
Yeah, and let's, so for headlines, the only other thing happening in the world other than coronavirus is, of course, this fucking shit show of a U.S. presidential primary. So we got a few headlines tied to that. Now, we know Mike Bloomberg has dropped out, but here's a Bloomberg headline from just before that happened. Bloomberg vows to eat at a Chinese restaurant to push back against coronavirus fears.
Yeah, well, okay. So listen, people are stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid.
Yeah, but people are avoiding Chinese restaurants.
And Corona beer.
And people are being just very racist in ways that have not been acceptable in a long time.
Well, the good thing about the spread is that you can't really be racist about it because everyone's going to have it.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yeah. In fact, a lot more people are bringing the disease back to America from Italy than from China. But Bloomberg, he's like, no one's eating at Chinese restaurants. I think I will eat at a Chinese restaurant to show that it is okay.
He did the same thing for Subway.
But right after saying this, he's just like, no, I'm too racist. I'm going to drop out of the presidential race. I can't do it.
That's why he dropped out, because he made the claim that he was going to go eat at the Chinese restaurant.
I don't know. This seems dirty.
I think I'll just drop out of the race.
Although he
wasted $500 million on.
Did you see him like fucking the catering at his campaign offices around South Carolina primary? Just like getting his dirty little hands all over the food, licking his fingers, putting stuff back in the box.
Yeah. The one
Disgusting.
thing that absolutely ruined me about this election season is I am finding the same things that I find disturbing or gross or just worrisome in general about the candidates on the Democratic side. Trump also feels that way because he has retweeted the videos of Mike Bloomberg digging his hands through and everything.
Trump has been a stopped clock is always right sort of thing for the last 2 weeks, and it fucking sucks.
He's loving this election.
Trump has had some of the best takes on this primary of anyone around, and it fucking pisses me off.
You hate to see it. We're actively being radicalized.
But people are ignoring the shit he's saying because he's Trump, and he's also a fucking idiot who's terrible for this country. But
yes, he's a terrible person.
He's kind of right about some things for the wrong reasons, but he's right.
Yeah.
All the shit he is talking on all the Democratic candidates is it's valid.
Yeah, there was a Hannity thing about Joe Biden's mental degradation, let's call it. And it's he's literally just showing clips. So it's not wrong. It's just that they're weaponizing it as a...
This is not going away.
No. It's just like the coronavirus. This is not going away.
Yeah.
Next headline, though. Tom Steyer dances to Back That Ass Up after juvenile endorsement.
Yeah, and this was also the day before he dropped out. But he went out... This is
He had a lot of fun.
He really highlighted the difference between the two billionaires who were running for president. Michael Bloomberg, just absolute fucking ghoul. Just a total fucking, just the worst. Tom Steyer, lot to criticize there, but nice enough guy, likes to have fun. He looks like a fool up there on stage dancing to juvenile.
He looks like anybody's parent.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
He looks like everyone's parent at a wedding when that song comes on. If it plays at your wedding.
But most politicians would be like, no, I'm not going to do that. People are going to make fun of me. Tom Steyer, he had to have known he was going to look silly doing that. And he's like, you know what?
I'm going to have a little fun.
Dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah, and then drop out of the race.
And then immediately drop out.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't feeling the next morning he woke up and he's like, what happened last night?
Jeez, I got to drop
out of the race.
Bro, fellas, you ever get so drunk on a Friday night that you have to drop out of an election the next day?
Yeah, he spent millions and millions of dollars on.
And some Biden news from last week. Biden acknowledges he wasn't arrested in South Africa despite earlier claims. So he's been saying for a while.
For no reason.
By the way, no reason.
Brought it up for no reason.
So he's been claiming that in the 1980s, he went to South Africa to visit Nelson Mandela in jail and was arrested while trying to do this.
Yeah.
And people have been like, wait, the news didn't talk about this at the time. The people he went on the trip with at the time say they don't remember it happening.
Yeah.
And he's told the story a bunch of times, and it keeps getting the stakes keep getting higher and higher. He's like, yeah, and then a couple years later when Mandela got out and visited the U.S., he personally thanked me for doing that, for getting arrested in solidarity. And finally, last week, he's like, okay, so what actually happened is me and some other people in Congress, we went to South Africa. They made all the black Congress people walk through the segregated doorway at the airport because it was an apartheid state at that point. And I complained about that, and then the guards detained me for about 30 seconds, and then I continued on my way.
Brian Williams lost his job for less.
Yeah.
Fans rip Garth Brooks for Barry Sanders jersey, thinking it was for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, he's playing in Detroit. He's got fucking Barry Sanders jersey on and like posted it on his Instagram, and like fucking every comment is just like, man, so fucking disappointed in you, Garth.
Garth.
Why don't you keep politics out of your music?
You gotta be careful these days.
Yeah.
What was his alter ego name?
Chris Gaines.
No, that's the guy that builds houses in Texas.
It was Chris Gaines.
Oh, okay.
And he grew a soul patch. He straightened and dyed his hair.
Yep.
There was a whole plan for like an entire like movie and like fictional universe for this character. And they released the album and everyone fucking hated it, and that was it.
I like a good Garth Brooks song. 90s country's
I don't think I
good.
could name a single one.
He does that, when the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes, bam, bam, bam.
I don't
and
think
the
I've
heart
heard this
grows
song.
cold on a sleepless night. And then it goes on out of control.
We're gonna get struck by the Nashville music establishment.
That was pretty bad. I don't think they'll be able to pick up on it.
No, we can't sue this man.
It was terrible.
He sang it so poorly that we have no grounds to sue them in court. And one last politics one. Ex-White House doctor says he hid cauliflower in Trump's mashed potatoes to secretly improve the president's diet.
And that's why he's an ex-White House doctor.
Yeah.
These potatoes taste like shit.
This is the guy he like tried to appoint to like an actual cabinet position. Then it came out that he was just like handing out fucking Xannies on Air Force One flights.
Sounds like a good doctor
and
to
getting
me.
shit-faced.
Sounds like a good doctor to me.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah. He also said, he's like, yeah, we really were going for like an exercise regime, but like,
that didn't work.
didn't really take.
No.
So yeah, I told the kitchen staff to like keep the ice cream a little more hidden away than usual.
Yeah.
And try to slip as much cauliflower into those mashed potatoes as you can.
It's like when you're tricking a dog into eating a pill.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, geez, the dog's never gonna take its medicine unless I hide it in a bunch of like.
Which is harder than
dog food.
Every time I've had to give my dogs pills, they're very crafty. I'll put it in a pill pocket that's just like, it's supposed to be just like an overpowering peanut butter flavor, and they'll move it around in their mouth and just like spit out the pill, finish it.
Just gotta shove it straight down.
Yeah.
It's like shoving cauliflower down Trump's mouth.
Yeah.
Eat it. Anyways, New York man inadvertently shoots girlfriend while trying to pay for steakhouse dinner. Oh!
Fellas, you ever on a date and everything's going great, and you
Yeah.
just dropped $100 on a nice steak dinner for your girl, but then you reach in your pocket and you shoot her on accident?
Yeah. It happens, Do you see that fucking Twitch streamer?
We'll get to that.
Okay. God. Christ. This is why, listen, I get it. There's a lot of responsible gun owners out there, but there's dumb shit like this
a lot of
happens.
irresponsible gun owners out there.
Yeah. All the people that like aren't eating Chinese food because of the coronavirus and won't drink Corona beers.
A lot of those people have guns.
They all, I would say a good majority of them have guns.
Yeah.
And they will shoot this fucking virus.
Yeah. And it's like New York State has concealed carry. Like you got to jump through a few hoops to get it, but you can do it. This guy didn't have that, so he was arrested on, illegally.
Well, there's the
concealing
problem.
and carrying
If it
a gun.
was an open carry state, he wouldn't have been fumbling around with his hidden gun because it would have been right there on his side.
I mean, everyone around him would have been uncomfortable, but
No, because everyone else would have their guns out too. You're telling me everyone in that restaurant didn't have a concealed weapon? You're out of your mind.
I don't know. Canadian boy, 8, wins $200 worth of cannabis products at youth hockey tournament.
I love it. Why was this even a prize at a youth hockey tournament?
I mean, there was a bunch of like raffles, and I guess usually the raffles are for like toys and like kid stuff, video games and shit. But there was a section for like the adults where you can win like bottles of booze and stuff. And like one of them, they were all like secret items too, mystery items.
Blind item?
Yeah. So one of them ended up being like a bunch of weed and like a pipe and paraphernalia. And this 8-year-old won it. He didn't actually keep it. They did not give it to him. Like as soon as he showed up to collect, they were like,
I love that he showed up to collect.
Yeah.
Give me
He wanted to know what his prize was.
Yeah.
And his dad was very, very upset.
Yeah, because they didn't give it to him.
No, son, this is bad.
That's why you have to
give
name
it to dad to dispose of
This
it.
is why you have to name your kids the same name as you.
Yeah.
Because then you can just, no, that was mine. Obviously.
Double jeopardy.
Yes. William Shatner gets horse semen in divorce settlement. His ex got the Kentucky home.
Yeah, this guy's had a lot of marriages and apparently a lot of horses.
Well, horse semen is extremely valuable.
Yeah, he's been breeding racehorses for like decades.
Yeah, he could buy a bunch of Kentucky homes with all that semen.
Yeah, and one of his last divorces, his ex-wife sued him later because like part of their settlement was that she would get like one semen visitation per year. Like she would get to use the horse to impregnate other horses once, and he wasn't letting her do it.
He's like 90 now, right?
He's very old.
Yeah.
And he's a big horse semen hoarder. You know, the coronavirus hits, you're going to want that horse semen.
You're going to have a whole, well, horses can't get it, I don't think, but, you know.
Not yet.
People are going to want to simulcast horse racing. Yeah. So he's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. Blind man flunks citizenship test because he wasn't given Braille for reading portion. This is actually infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, he did like everything right to become a U.S. citizen. Jumped through all the hoops. Shows up for the citizenship test and he's like, okay, yeah, so the thing is I'm blind, obviously, as you can tell by the glasses and the cane and the fact that I can't fucking see anything. Yes. So can I, you know, I'm assuming you thought this has come up before, so you've got the test in Braille, and they're like, no, you have to like, you need a doctor's note to prove you're blind. And he's like,
just stumbles over something.
Yeah, so like they're just like, well, yeah, you failed. You got a 0% on the reading
Well, luckily,
test,
going to the doctor is really easy in America.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy, he's like, now he has to go to fucking like immigration attorneys because I don't think you can retake the citizenship test that quickly after you fail it.
We're a blind-free country.
So fucking stupid.
No blinds.
Ugh.
Bring back the deceased person. Police chased down stolen hearse in Los Angeles, and it crashed.
Yeah.
And there was a body in it.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't a real hearse. It was an SUV that happens to be like converted for hearse purposes.
So yes.
Easy mistake. We could have all made this mistake.
If you're stealing a car, you don't assume that the SUV that you're stealing has a body in it, usually.
No, it's supposed to look like the car the Ghostbusters use. When did we start using SUVs for this?
Yeah.
Frankly, this man shouldn't be arrested because
you're free to go.
He did not know that there was a body in there.
Here's what I'm saying. The body, though, if it was a loved one of mine, they had a real fun time. Their last, like, trip around, the body tripping around before it gets put in the dirt. Yeah,
she had a real final go at it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you see last night the chase last night, or the guy on foot tried to cross the 5?
Did he get hit?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He didn't die. He got like clipped.
Where on the 5?
I don't remember where, but the video was on Twitter last night. I was like, holy fucking shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it across one side where there wasn't any traffic, and then the other side's just covered with cars all going like 80 miles an hour. He's like, all right, I'm going to go for it. Just immediately gets taken out.
Yeah,
all the cars are like, what? And then he got tackled by the cops, and
It's just such an inconvenience for the person that hit him.
Yeah.
Because you're mentally
scarred. Oh my God!
You're mentally scarred because you hit a person.
Yeah.
You're scared that you killed them for a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with the worst part of all of it, not the mental anguish, dealing with the insurance company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, this was broadcast. See, it
was.
Like when my car caught on fire and the news helicopter was there. I was like, I just sent the insurance company a link to the video. It was great. Open and shut case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man robs Tim Hortons with rubber chicken.
Okay.
Bok.
Yeah.
He didn't use it as a gun. He walked up to the counter in their tip jar.
Yeah.
It was like one of those rubber chicken hats.
Oh, he just dumped it into it?
He just like covered that up with it. He's like, don't mind me. I'm just carrying my stuffed chicken.
Yeah. But then he accidentally hit the button that goes, and everyone looked at him and started doing the dance.
Wait, it's not October. Why are we doing this?
And where's our tip jar? Catholics question whether meatless meat violates spirit of Lent.
That's a real theological conundrum.
Yeah.
Are you really giving things up when the fake meat tastes exactly like the real thing?
True.
Are you really sacrificing?
Yeah.
For Christ?
I think we've actually talked about it before, about like the conundrum of Jewish people eating fake pork products.
Yeah, it's a similar thing there. Although, I don't think, go ahead. The whole reason that Jews and Muslims don't eat pork products is because they consider pigs to be unclean animals, which they kind of are, but they're also delicious. If it's fake pork, who gives a shit?
Yeah. You know what? It's okay.
Yeah. I give you permission.
And Catholics, you're fine too.
Yeah. Although, I mean, the whole reason McDonald's sells the filet of fish, whole reason that came out was because of Catholics during Lent. Many of whom used to not eat meat at all during the 40 days. And then they got casual with it. Fucking Vatican II comes around and like, all right, just Fridays, just 5 Fridays in Lent. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, science has solved the problem.
Yep. And final headline, we've touched on this a bit earlier, but streamer suspended from Twitch after accidentally firing a gun on stream.
I think he was also dropped by his team.
Yeah, he's facing consequences and good.
Yeah,
This is
very
like
good.
one of the baffling.
Yes.
Like this man.
The number one rule when you use a gun, well, two.
There are many
only
rules.
There's many rules, but
the gun is always loaded.
the gun is always
even
loaded,
when it's not.
and you do not point it at anything you don't want to die.
Yeah. Also, don't use a gun when you're shit-faced, which this guy clearly was.
Yeah. I didn't
He
watch
was
the stream
wasted.
up to it.
Wasted. Just had his fucking handgun on the desk next to him. Because you
As
never
you
know,
do,
I guess. If I get swatted, I want to make sure they shoot me to death immediately.
Yeah.
And he's like, he clearly doesn't know how handguns actually fucking work. Because he clears the chamber like twice.
Yeah.
And then pulls the trigger again, like still with the magazine in it.
Yeah.
So of course,
He forgot to take the magazine out.
another round gets rechambered immediately after he clears it.
He's
a fucking idiot.
It's an amazing example, though, of like the immediate clarity of I've
like-
just ruined my entire life.
My favorite part is he shot the G Fuel container.
Yeah.
The G Fuel just like explodes. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I bet they're loving this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, like there really is a beauty to the like 25 seconds after he shoots it of like a range of emotions that he's going through, like surprise, shock,
geez.
anguish, realization, like depression.
Yeah.
It's an entire emotional buffet that you get to feast on by watching this. It's,
Shit just got real.
Yeah.
Should have gotten real the moment you decided to buy that gun.
And keep it loaded
Keep
on
it
the-
loaded on your fucking desk while you're drinking and streaming. Why?
yeah, like 10 times down from bare minimal. Just keep the magazine out of it and away from it. And it's like if
keep
someone,
it in a drawer somewhere.
if,
My
if
God.
someone breaks in, it just then you could. It's listen.
These people act like a fucking ninja is gonna come through the ceiling and like you're gonna have a split second, so you better be fucking ready.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I gotta go into my closet, bring down my safe.
Yeah.
Fingerprint. Tell the intruder to hold on. Put my numbers in.
Yeah.
Open it up. Press my fingerprint to the gun, and then I say, "Okay, now go." And
Draw.
then we figure out who's gonna shoot who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
So maybe this was the best case scenario.
yeah.
I don't know.
Good shit. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode.
Yeah.
Be sure to watch our 2 most recent episodes. On News Dump, we talked about more coronavirus stuff, and
Yeah.
on Tech News
Oh,
Day, we talked
wow.
about more coronavirus
It was
stuff.
mostly gamer beds, though.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of coronavirus.
a lot of coronavirus stuff in there.
There's also a new exclusive podcast on the Patreon for the Patreon supporters and YouTube members. So check that out, and we'll see you next time.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Remember our song.